look what Zara has just dropped. This is the new addition to their probably most popular Red Temptation collection, and here I am not only to review for you Deep Temptation but also to compare to the rest of this line. So if you're interested in that, make sure to keep watching this video for all the details. Just don't forget to check out the description box because there you'll find more helpful information, like some links to my previous reviews on other Zara perfumes, and if you're a fan of them like I am, then you don't want to miss on that. Just don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up, as well as feel free to subscribe to my channel, and once you're done with that, we can get started. So hello and welcome everyone to today's review on Zara's Red Temptation collection, and there are a couple of fragrances I want to get started with the original perfume. In case you're not familiar with it, it's basically a spot-on dupe on the very popular and very expensive niche fragrance Baccarat Rouge 540. In here you'll also get that spicy opening. I like that saffron in here is not as sharp and metallic as it is in the original perfume. That is way too harsh for me personally because it smells kind of medicinal, which I don't like, and it is a weird combination of notes where you get something spicy, a little bit medicinal mixed with sweet candy-like elements. In the original perfume it's the note of sugar. In here we have praline, but overall it's molecule that is called ethyl maltol that gives us that sweetness. In the dry down there is this mossy, a little bit scratchy amber, and overall this perfume smells just as expensive as the original fragrance, but of course it is way more affordable. I really like this thick glass bottle. Overall, Zara is doing such a great job on not only duping but also adding some unique twist to some of the most popular fragrances that they are inspired by. So in case you're on a budget, I highly recommend you to look into more exclusive range of Zara fragrances. And since Red Temptation is such a hit, they have a couple of different variations of this perfume. So let's continue with their Red Temptation Elixir, which is inspired by the intense version extrait of Baccarat Rouge, and in here we have a little bit more woodiness. I also smell the sweetness. It is mixed with almost like bitter citrus element. It is very refined, and I like it better than Red Temptation or Baccarat Rouge because it is not as sharp. So this is a little bit more refined. That's why I would say wear it for a night out activity, or if you have a special occasion to go to. But even if the original fragrance is a little bit much, this might be lovely. So that is actually the one that I like from this line. But one of my favorites that I believe is discontinued now, however, if you can still get the summer edition, then I would highly recommend you to do so, because it is less of Baccarat Rouge and more of a beautiful, bubbly, fruity floral fragrance that opens with lychee and raspberry that I'm a big fan of. It's my most favorite berry note. In case you are looking for some fragrances with it, I have fantastic top list dedicated to this note, so you might want to check that out. In here we have no spiciness, nothing medicinal, it's more fruity floral. There's actually this very delicate rose accord, and fragrance is a little bit reminiscent of something like that Ex Nihilo perfume. Oh my god, I can't think of the name, but you know what I mean. So this is definitely a more romantic, floral, even feminine version of this fragrance. Somewhere in the background you might get like a whiff of Baccarat Rouge, but I would say this is less similar to the original DNA of this fragrance, and because it is on the floral side and it has that lightness to it, it is more appropriate for the summertime. I know there is like a floral version of this perfume now, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. I really like pop of juicy berry fruitiness in the opening of this fragrance. That's why if you can get it, definitely make sure to check it out, because sometimes Zara discontinues some of their perfumes, which can be a bummer if you happen to like it. And on that note, now let's talk about the winter version. My gosh, this fragrance smells like a proper and very expensive niche perfume, I guess because we have a lot of patchouli in here. It is not overly dated, but it might give you a little bit of a vintage vibe. It smells very mature, woody, not too Red Temptation-y or Baccarat Rouge-y. We have a little bit of saffron mixed with sweet notes, but not to the point like they would smell smell medicinal. I really like it for the winter because of warm sillage. It performs so well like all of these fragrances, but addition of patchouli is just genius, and that is what I like about Zara. The quality is there, the performance, and also uniqueness, although they are clearly inspired by something super popular, but I mean, like, it's alright if you add something new and exciting to it. So the winter version is phenomenal. I'm not sure if you can still get it. I know that there is like this whole Red Temptation collection, if you know what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, I don't have anything from it, but I can tell you that the vanilla version is amazing. You'll get a very generous dose of vanilla that smells almost sugary, almost syrupy, mixed with a very lightly handed Red Temptation DNA. So if you are into vanilla and you always layer Red Temptation or Baccarat Rouge with some vanilla perfumes, that is amazing. If you can still get it, get it. However, my personal favorite from this line is the sandalwood edition. I tested it when we were in Barcelona with Benny, and I actually sprayed it on him. It was very, very hot outside, and fragrance smelled almost clean. It is comparable to some of the greatest sandalwood perfumes out there. It smells clean, it smells very polished. It is not like Baccarat Rouge at all. I just think they put name Red Temptation on it for the sake of, you know, the hype and attraction. The fragrance is gorgeous. Maybe I should have gotten it, I don't know, but it is beautiful, especially if you're a fan of sandalwood. It's amazing. Tobacco wasn't like my thing. However, the fragrance that I really enjoyed, and I think it's worth mentioning in this video, is Love Explosion. So it says it's a special edition, so I thought it's limited, and I tried to be pretty fast with Zara fragrances because they happen to sold out pretty fast, and then they have some, you know, struggles restocking perfumes, and then they just get out of production. So I got my Love Explosion and I love it. It's probably the one I would recommend if I needed to give you just #1 favorite from this whole entire Red Temptation family, because it's a blend of two of their bestsellers, of course, Red Temptation, and you will get like that elegance and maybe even edginess of Red Temptation, right? But then you also get like this sweet, almost jammy rose that is similar to Intense Cafe by Montal, and they have a fragrance Rose Gourmand that's a dupe for it. So it's basically their baby, and it smells very attractive, massive compliment getter, and it's the best of both worlds. So I would highly recommend you this one because it has something gourmandish to it, which I enjoy a lot. And all of these fragrances have a fair amount of sweetness for sure, just as the new edition. Now let's have a closer look at the Deep Temptation, guys. First of all, it's a different kind of bottle, as you've probably already realized. It's like dark blue, so when I saw the design I was like, probably it's gonna be like more masculine take on this fragrance. However, I would say all of these perfumes are rather unisex, and so is this one. It is very aromatic for sure. There is coriander with like this typical citrusy note in the opening, and then there is saffron. There are some ambery, mossy elements for sure. So even like that jasmine that smells very crystallized, almost powdery, but not in a cosmetic way, in here. It is unisex. It is very wearable. I think it's great for any kind of occasion. It smells very modern because you will recognize the DNA of Baccarat Rouge. It is in there because like this sweet mossiness mixed with clean crystallized jasmine, they will definitely give it off. However, I find that this one is so interesting because there is something dry in there too. I wouldn't say it's oceanic, but it smells fantastic. It smells expensive. It smells great for colder weather, but I think it's going to be a nice transitional fragrance too. And I have already bought it for Benny's brother as a Christmas gift, and he seemed to like it. I bought it for Benny because I find this is a fragrance that is very complimenting. It's mass appealing. You can't go wrong with it. But once again, I appreciate that Zara always puts like a unique twist without straight up duping something that is popular out there. And I definitely cannot wait which next Red Temptation release they will bring us. So I I highly recommend you check out this one. Maybe just get like a smaller size if you own a couple of other fragrances from this collection like I do. But overall, I would like to find out how you feel about Zara's Red Temptation fragrances and what do you think about Deep Temptation. It is not too oceanic, it is not too spicy. I would say it has something citrusy and sparkling to it, which makes it quite juicy and mouth-watering. And in the end, I'd probably pick it as my favorite from this line just because it's the freshest so far, and the way the mineral notes are blended with woody tones, sweet and aromatic nuances is perfection, and I find it's the most pleasant one, at least to me. So check it out, let me know about your favorite Zara perfumes. In case you want to find out more about their fragrances, check out my previous reviews on them. I'd highly appreciate your thumbs up if you enjoyed watching this video. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. Down below is all the information where you can find me on social media, and if you're looking for some new fragrances, feel free to shop with my discounts. On that note, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to stay tuned and smell good. We'll see you in the next one really soon. Bye guys.